The following stream contains mature language and themes. Subjects that may be disturbing to some individuals will arise. Viewer discretion is advised.
Stop talking to me. You need to leave me alone. Leave me alone, the ghosts. They speak. Well, good evening. So you've come to speak with your boy Twitch yet another week. Things seem to be happening at the junkyard again. Apparently, someone opened up a rather private campground behind a stack of cars. Wonder who would want to camp out in a junkyard? A dog, perhaps? And a takeout driver. Apparently, hit a wall when trying to go to this junkyard. Once they pulled the unconscious man from the vehicle and took his face mask off so they could perform some first aid. He seems like he did okay. All they found was a broken nose, so hopefully he recovers. Can't have all our takeout drivers disappearing now, can we? You know, every once in a while, I like to read a good book, but as you can tell by my rather upsetting condition here, I can't get a library card. They won't let me borrow any, and let's be frank here. The ones who run the library are not the kind you'd want to argue with. Trust me on that. Reminded by some words from a old gangster movie I once saw. Remember, if you go to meet the boss, leave the gun. Take the cannoli. Now those are some words to live by from your boy Twitch. We'll be talking. Spirits keep bothering me, and I don't like it. I can't stand it. It's,
Zero. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch channel. We are the Haunted Chronicles table, presenting Stuffed, Chapter 7, and it is 7. Somebody just forgot to change the title, so I will take care of that in a moment. Welcome this evening. Glad to have you here. Please take a look at the schedule that comes before and after we start the stream, and you'll see, what's upcoming on this channel. Got some good stuff coming up, so please be sure to tune into that. Also, this weekend, starting on Friday the 19th and through the weekend, all the way through the 21st, is Virtual Horror Con. Onyx Path is taking part in that. Gehenna Gaming's taking part in that. Gehenna Gaming hosts it. I'm going to be working behind the scenes. I'm not running any games this time. I'm just running streams, so I will be the voice in everybody's ear. So if you see them start looking up at the sky and acting weird, it's because I'm whispering things in their ear. But please join us. We have some great games, some great panels that go on. They discuss some wonderful things in workshops and stuff. Please join us. It will be on the Gehenna Gaming Twitch. I don't know if there's going to be anything on OPP Twitch. I'll have to check. It's also on YouTube. It's on several channels. Head over to Gehenna Gaming and take a look at that schedule to see what's going on there. And hope to see you there. Anyone else have any announcements they'd like to make? All right. Unfortunately, certain parts of the country are having power and internet problems, so one of our players could not make it this evening. So we will be without Harley. She's basically going to be doing Harley things, which is being compassionate and taking care of people once we move on from this. But where we left off last week, you had learned a lot about your new safe space. You found out some really neat weapons you had available to you. And you got to speak with Officer Ludlow, find out a little bit about what happened to him and what happened in the accident. You've got a lot of information that has been supplied to you. You really haven't had a lot of chances to sit down and talk about it. You had a pretty good chat when Boris was around. But you made it back to your space. Everybody needed a rest. And Officer Theron got a phone call from someone saying that someone wanted to meet them and they would send a car around this evening. So you have a few hours till you can anticipate that car arriving. You were all resting because you had gone a couple of days without sleep. So I'm going to pick up with Penelope. They brought in tents. I believe it was Eddie who came up with this genius idea, and he had brought in tents and set up tents for everybody with sleeping bags so you would have some place private to sleep inside the facility. And Penelope, you know you've got a good rest, but you suddenly start and you realize there's somebody laying with their arm across your chest.
I turn to try and see who it is.
As you turn and open your eyes, you are met by this shiny, beautiful pair of blue eyes set in the center of a black and white face.
Okay. So it's my panda, I assume.
Your panda has somehow gotten out of the bag and fell asleep hugging you, apparently.
Um, Penelope's probably so tired at this point that she would just hug it back and go back to sleep. In a weird way, if she's holding it, she knows that it won't get up and go anywhere else. Or at least she hopes. But she will whisper to it. We'll talk about this in the morning. Don't leave the tent. And then she just gives him a cuddle.
And give me a wits and composure because you're half asleep.
Okay. We love that for us.
I want you to succeed, but I got to be realistic.
Thank God. Okay, I got a 1, but I also got a 9. So thank goodness, because I panicked.
That's a success. All right. As you're looking at the bear, you notice, these teddy bears, they have kind of like a triangle with a line above them. The corners of the triangle actually curve upwards.
Really happy.
And it feels like it may have just hugged you a little tighter.
You better not have killed my friends. If I wake up and they're dead, I'm gonna be real mad.
And you feel as it loosens up a little bit and actually kind of probably pulls away some.
Oh no, I didn't mean it. It was a joke. I'm sorry.
Its mouth is back to the triangle shape and it just lays there.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was a joke. I'm sorry.
So you guys had set alarms. They start going off. It's time to get up. It's probably, let's say, 3 in the afternoon, and you're expecting the vehicle to come around probably around 7 to 8. We're given a specific time, but evening, around dark. What would you like to do?
Well, feeling a little bit better after getting some sleep. Does anyone want to continue to practice while we wait for the mob boss of the teddy bears to grace us with his presence or grab us with a car?
Well, I was kind of hoping with the extra time we could repair Eddie's car. I mean, at least I could, maybe.
Penelope unzips the beginning of her tent, um, and just kind of pokes her head out. She's like, before anyone does anything, I feel like there's something I need to update you guys on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's up,
What's going on?
Penelope?
What's that?
So, and she'll have the bear in her, if it's still there, she'll have it in her arm, like holding
It
it.
is. It is.
And she'll come out of the tent. She'll just say, so I'm pretty certain that this wasn't a dream, but last night I woke up to being hugged by the bear. It escaped the bag, and gave me a hug. I was tired and I didn't want to wake you guys up. So I just kind of let it happen. And it seemed like it smiled. I then made a slight joke and it seemed to not like the joke very much. It seemed upset or offended. But on the
What?
plus side, I think it means that you guys are safe.
Offended. What was the joke that you made?
Not important. It's just a joke.
Sounds a little bit important.
Oh, what did you say, Penelope?
I just might have said, you know, if you'd have, you know, I was like, if you'd have, I wake up and you'd killed my friends, I'm gonna be real mad or something. But seemed really upset that I had made that accusation at it, so I think we're safe.
Well,
The
I'm glad
bag,
about that.
you know, the bag, he can get out of it. He has chosen to stay in it, or she, or it, I don't know. The bear has chosen to stay in the bag and not escape. You know, it just came
Feel
out to give
great.
me a hug. So I think that it's safe.
Yeah. Feel very good about this development. I'm sure. Sure it's safe. Yep.
I just think that if we're gonna try and learn more about what's going on, that maybe we should try and communicate more or include more of the bear in things.
Oh, we should include the bear more. Maybe we should ask the bear's opinion every now and then.
You know
Well,
what,
I mean
Eddie?
that.
Yeah,
Should we
let's
have
do
split the
that.
pizza with the bear?
We could ask
Is
it.
the bear hungry?
It might be.
Mm.
Well,
Well,
we should probably find out what its name is. I mean, you know,
that way we don't call
it's
it
in
the
the room,
bear.
and we're talking about it like it's not here. That seems kind of wrong.
It's a good
As long
point.
as it doesn't want to hurt us, I guess. I guess my only concern would be that, and this is not an offense to the bear, of course. What if it's acting as some sort of tracking towards us?
I feel like if they were gonna track us in one way, they could do it very easily rather than taking the risk of me taking on this bear.
Yeah, not that they could get in here, because holy shit. The security system for this place looks state of the art, but
Plus, I
And
feel
well, they
like
know where it is at least.
I think if it was trying to track us, I think it would want to stay under the radar rather than being risky. I think this bear is safe, and I think it's a friend. And I think you're right, Anthony. I think we should try and ask its name.
Ooh.
And she
I
turns
mean,
to
if
the
it's if
bear. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I mean, if it's sentient, which it does seem to be, I mean, shouldn't we treat it with the same respect as you would treat any other person? I mean, you know, AI is getting up there too. It's the same thing. We have to treat it with respect.
Exactly.
That
Sure.
is fair. At a certain point, it does become kind of null, as long as it's got, I guess, the rough equivalent of personhood. Yeah, ask it its name.
Yeah, well, make
See
sure
what
you
it
get it a
says.
pad and pencil, because kind of seems like they can't talk unless they have the voice thing like your doll friend.
Yeah,
Anyone have a pad and pencil?
I always do. I keep them in my car. Oh, sorry, Anthony.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, I keep a lot of that with my bot, so you don't even have to go all the way to the car.
Do you mind me borrowing it?
I'll get it. I don't.
No worries.
It's
I get
nothing
it.
against you.
Bookins literally has his notebook out and a piece of like a pen, and he's not offering it.
She ain't gonna ask either. She knows that thing is like the love of its life.
So I suppose I would leave to go get those real quick.
Right. And Penelope, you suddenly hear behind you a ticking noise that's kind of familiar to you. It's the audio feedback of someone typing on your phone.
Am I holding the bear?
I don't know if you are or not. If you're holding the bear, it's coming from just below you.
I look to the phone.
And the phone is in the bear's hand. Or paw.
What's it doing?
It's got Tinder open.
Right.
Swipe. Swipe.
Swiping left on Tinder.
It's on Panda Bear's OnlyFans page. Anyway,
I see.
are you going to look at the phone, or because it's just holding your phone at the moment?
Well, I would like to. I'm going to kind of like not remove the phone from it, but she's going to kind of peer and see what he's doing.
And on the phone, it's a little misspelled. It's more of an LUV than LOVE, but it says, "Love me."
Well, we might not actually need a pen and paper. He just typed on my phone.
Oh, Anthony! Anthony, wait! I
forgot that he did that on your PC.
Well, what did he say? What's his name?
He said, "Love me."
Oh,
great.
How about we call him Lovey?
How about we don't do that?
Lovey?
And you hear tick tick.
What's he doing?
And it says okay.
He likes it. He likes it.
You know, despite all the stuff we've seen, that is still incredibly adorable.
I know. Kind of am a fan of this little guy.
All right, so Lovey.
Do I have to call it Lovey?
I mean, I feel like you should respect its name.
You hear tick tick tick. It says yes.
He said yes, Eddie.
Okay.
And this time when you look down, you see that he is actually surfing through a website trying to find something. But every time he tries to swipe on it, it like goes way past what he wants, and he just looks up at you.
Okay, so he's moving in front of everyone at this point.
If everyone can see him.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna try and help him and slowly move.
Can we all see in? Can we all see in and see that it's moving like that?
I mean, she'd probably have placed him on her lap, so you would be able to see him moving and things like that.
So, sure.
Bookins makes a small noise in the corner and draws a big X on the page he was on, and then just starts scribbling furiously.
If you're going to try and figure out what he is searching for, I am going to need a, let's go with presence empathy.
And empathy. No successes, unfortunately.
You try surfing through it, and you like surf one direction, and he tries to go the other direction, and you're just not. And finally, the bear just kind of lets go of the phone and just sits there like.
Oh, Lovey, I'm sorry.
He reaches up and pets you.
I
Oh,
give
it's
him
so
a hug.
adorable. Oh,
Eddie,
it's so
you
adorable.
can't say you don't love Lovey.
You say so.
He's a good guy.
As soon as Penelope looks the other way, because I saw her turn her head, the bear reaches back and goes.
Rebecca will like be dying of laughter after that. Woo-hoo! Well, Eddie, I feel
see
like
how
there
it
might
is.
be a rivalry here, huh?
I see how it is.
Okay, Lovey, if you ever need to type something or tell me something, just tap me 3 times. I'll keep you close. Just tap me 3 times and I'll know that I can give you my phone to do something.
And he nods. I'm calling he. It could be a she. I'm just going with he for the moment. So.
Yeah.
It.
I feel bad.
It sounds so bad.
Yeah, I feel bad calling Lovey an it. I feel like I want to give him something, so I'm just gonna go with he.
See, you said he, so that's why it's in my mind. So.
Yeah.
Okay, have we all agreed? Everybody on viewership agree? Everybody at the table? For the moment, the panda is a he.
Yes.
The panda is not anatomically correct. I just want to be clear on this. So we kind of questioning. So. Although if Eddie keeps going, he might end up anatomically correct. Just kidding.
What?
Just kidding.
Eddie's face.
So we should probably ask some questions of Lovey. I mean, I don't know how much he knows about what's going on, but he probably knows at least a little bit more than we do. I mean, is this all stuffed animals, Lovey? Is it everybody?
He just kind of looks up at you, Penelope.
Oh, it's okay. You can answer if you want to. Are there others like you? Oh my god, you're so cute.
It is absolutely adorable. God, it's so hard. It's so hard to focus.
Not that cute. Just chill out.
Are you happy?
And he just reaches and hugs you. Big hug.
Oh, it's a big hug. Oh. Are you a friend? See, guys, he's a friend. Do you agree with the actions of, let's say, the tiger, for example? Oh, you don't know. Okay. He attacked us, remember?
And he walks over to, he literally gets out of your arms, walks over to the bag and climbs in it and gets the zipper and closes it.
He had no idea.
I'm sorry, kiddo.
And the zipper opens back up and he just looks out at you.
I'm sorry.
We should try to find him one of those bags like they make for dogs that's got the window in it, so he can see what's going on.
Yeah, or I just have him out with me.
Oh,
Strap
mean-
him to the hip.
To be fair, Lovey, around Lovey. Alright. Anthony. Random question. You don't so happen to have Toy Story on DVD anywhere nearby?
I was just thinking.
not on DVD, but yeah, I have the files for it.
Because I'm thinking we show him the scene of Andy's coming, where the toys drop. Because, Lovey, when we're outside, people are gonna be very confused if they see you moving.
Well, yeah,
Very good at
exactly. I
being
mean,
still.
Yep.
that's what he's
There we
been
go.
doing this
He
whole
gets it.
time, right?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. Do you so if you're with us, it's safe to move. Okay? With others, good.
I need to go shoot some guns to make sure I'm still tough, okay?
And
Ugh.
with that, he climbs out of the bag and goes to the front of the tent, and he looks up at you and kind of, if he could tug on your shirt, he would, but he's kind of like tapping you, going, and then pointing at Rebecca.
You want me to shoot some guns? I'm not shooting you.
No, I think he wants to try shooting a weapon.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, that's
You want a gun?
Well, hold on. This is a sentient being we're talking about. What's wrong
I'm
with?
not holding on. We don't let every sentient being shoot guns, even in America.
I think
No,
you
no.
do.
we're pretty
Well-
close, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, all right. Put that on the shelf for a second, all right? He's been with us this whole time. He hasn't done anything wrong. I mean, I get your reservations. Don't get me wrong. But if it's going to be if Lovey is going to be nice to us, we should try our best to be nice to Lovey too. He just wants to be a part of what we're doing. I think. Is that right, Lovey?
And
He's
he takes a karate pose, kind of a fighting as best he can do, like.
Well,
He's a stuffed bear. The recoil is going to send him flying across the room.
Then we get him some blades.
Just give
Well,
give this stuffed animal some blades. Here, why don't you try this thing and push the red button if you can. I'll give him my baton.
You know
All
what the
right.
red button does.
I
Yeah,
don't
well-
yet.
Are you holding it, or are you laying it on the ground? Tell me how this works.
I'm gonna walk over to it and very gingerly place it in its arms.
Okay, it's going to hold it like this, and it's going to be like, and it's just going to let it lay down. Unfortunately, it's got to lay against something.
Oh no.
So he lays it on Penelope's leg, and he punches the button. Penelope, you suddenly taste the color white as
Oh.
everything changes around you, and you feel as your entire body convulses.
Oh no.
And when things clear and you look up, you see a very distraught Lovey. And he looks over at Bilkins and goes,
I had no idea that was going to happen. I was just thinking of a way to keep
Wow.
everyone from getting hurt.
Oh, Jesus.
Was
This
that
was
a-
not at
oh,
all my
God.
intention. Listen, if the man who knows what all the guns does had explained what the red button did, I never would have given that to the panda.
Oh gosh. Okay, so it's a shock baton. Is that what happened?
I think I've never been shocked before. You taste white when you get electrocuted?
But it doesn't mean
yes,
anything.
I did. Anyway, so
Taste white. What you just said, that's not, no.
Okay, so we know it's an electric shock baton.
Lovey takes the baton and throws it out the tent and walks over and just hugs you. And
Thank you, Lovey. I know you didn't
feel
mean it.
you feel the convulsions, and you know that if this thing had tear ducts, you would be getting tears all over your shirt.
Oh, Lovey, it's okay. I know you didn't mean to. See, he really just wants to help.
And it points at Bilkins and finds your phone and picks it up.
Same little guy. Just thinking.
Are you going to share what it says, or are you just going to read it to yourself?
I'll read it to myself first and then decide whether I want to share it.
It says, "Bad man."
Bad man. Oh, he's not.
What the hell, man?
He's not bad. He tried to help. He didn't know either. It's okay.
Tick, 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 tick. Stupid question mark.
Maybe.
No, I don't know if we should be like, he might be a bad man. I don't know. We don't know.
Well, I mean,
Just
if all
kidding,
this combat makes everybody a little uncomfortable, and Lovey, I don't know that you're particularly well suited for it. I mean, such a loving being like yourself. Maybe you'd like to help me work on Eddie's car. I could always use an extra pair of hands and some eyes. You could help me get into some of the smaller twitch places.
Let's go back to the guns. I'm
While you're
reconsidering.
While you're saying this, Lovey's going to put his hands on Penelope's legs and go tap, 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 and go, and just kind of look up and look at Anthony. Go ahead, Eddie.
Look, I'm reconsidering. Maybe we can have it do something else other than work on my car.
I mean, it's just the headlight, Eddie. I mean,
he can't do much more damage than what's already there, Eddie. Come on.
He seems real excited,
that's what,
Eddie.
Yeah. That's really easy for you to say until the next time I take it out on the road and find the brakes have been cut, right?
Well,
you think I'm gonna miss that happening while I'm right there, Eddie?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I know enough about vehicles.
All right. I'm sorry.
Lovey
You're right.
would never do that, Eddie, and I think you owe Lovey an apology.
He turns and goes,
Okay, Lovey. I'm sorry.
Everyone.
and he puts his arms out and walks over to the edge of the tent. Yes, Bilkins.
I think I'm having an idea how the panda can help without giving the panda any weapons or having him work on your car. We do not have anyone currently manning security cameras. Now, this panda has already demonstrated that he's very good with technology, such as smartphones or your personal computer, Penelope. I think he would be perfectly suited to man the security cameras and alert us if he sees anything unusual. What do you say to that, Mr. Panda?
We would have to get him his own cell phone. He can't talk, but to alert us, he could send us like a text message.
I guess so.
Anthony, I'm sure you have a set of walkie-talkies or something.
Well, I do have an older model phone that I could try to repurpose, and we are in a junkyard. I mean,
wouldn't be hard to find one.
There's text-to-speech apps. We could get one of those.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, yeah, text-to-speech app. How does that sound, Mr. Panda?
And he looks over at Penelope and goes,
Good like that? Okay, you can do that then.
Lovey seems like a good egg.
Again, I am terribly sorry for shocking you. I had no idea that that's what the red button did, and going forward, I will not be pushing that.
Thank
and
you,
he turns to
Bilkins.
Bilkins and puts his arms up.
Come on, Bilkins.
Keep it formal for now. And I'll
Yep,
just
come on.
extend my hand.
He takes your hand and kind of
We'll
two
crack through an
paws it.
exterior sometime, Bilkins.
Yes. Yeah, and to you, Mr. Panda.
So proud of Lovey.
I am too. I'm liking him. He seems like a good panda. So let's get him set up. Let's do it.
I love this. I see a montage scene of you taking him over to where the setup is and getting the chair set up and putting books on it so that he fits the right height, and sits down and he puts the little earmuffs on and he looks over and
Oh,
as he sits here and starts moving the mouse around.
It's so cute. I can't take it back. I kind of almost, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of didn't want him to take it because I want him with me all the time. Like, I don't want to leave him in there on his own.
It's only for a little while. We'll be back.
Yeah, well, me and Anthony, I think if Anthony's working on Eddie's headlight, what I'll do is I'll set up Lovey, and what I'll do is I'll borrow Anthony's repurposed phone, download an app, and I'll also get like a pay per, like, SIM card, so that I'll give him like on the group chat number and my number, so that he can actually no, I won't add him to the group chat, but I will give him our personal numbers so that he can
Okay.
message us if needs be, or call us, and I'll have the text to speech app open for him. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. What names do you put in for everybody? Are you like Harley, Bilkins, Eddie, or
Yeah,
just
I'll
whatever?
put everyone's name in, and I'll remind Lovey of who is who as well. And I'll try and add like the little picture for the contacts as well, so he can
Okay.
see too.
All right. And once you're done with that and you show him how to use the text to speech app, he sits there and plays with it, looking, and he's going through all the different voices to find one that he likes.
Does he decide on one?
Yes, he does. There's this one voice that basically they got this guy who sounds like a real macho, big, beefy, tough guy, kind of with that Chicago accent.
Oh, Lovey, it's perfect. Oh, I love this.
And he
so
types
proud.
out a message on it and hits the play button that says, "I got you, toots."
Well done, Lovey. You're doing great. You're doing amazing, Lovey. Thank you.
Yeah, well, if only I had thumbs.
Oh, if only I could sew him some fingers or something.
One of those voices makes you just want to snuggle him, huh?
Just so snuggable.
Yeah.
Eddie,
Right.
he's safe. You don't have to worry about it.
I was really worried. I was hoping Lovey would be fine. Oh, you mean he's safe for us to be around?
I mean, yeah, like he's fine.
Yeah, no, I look, just I'm not the most trusting person.
Well, luckily he's not a person per se.
I thought we agreed that he was.
He's a sentient being.
Yeah, and sentient beings tend to have occasional character flaws, so
Or like
we'll see.
being too cute.
No, not that one. Let's look. I'm sure Lovey will be fine, and he'll earn my trust in time. We're just not there yet. All right.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go help Anthony fix my car. I would feel bad if I let him do it himself.
All right.
I will be showing the panda how to use the security system
Okay.
once everyone leaves, and also questioning him, but like in a really sneaky way.
Okay. Well, to begin with, you show him how to run the basic stuff. So he immediately starts the camera tracking to follow Eddie and Anthony out to the car. And he kind of zooms in and, does that great zoom in on exactly what they're working on.
How
And he,
did you figure out that button sequence? How did you do that? Technology. I'm very impressed. All I knew how to do was move it left, and then he said to move it right again, go the other way.
well, assuming
That's
you're
all I
down,
got.
assuming you're down close to him while you're doing this, he reaches up and pats you on the head very patronizingly.
Ah, yes.
When Wilkins is doing that, I'll leave them to it, and I'll just practice with Rebecca for the meantime while they work on it.
You must have studied technology for a while, Mr. Panda, to be this good.
And he just kind of goes, and he picks up the phone and starts typing into it. And the voice says, I've only had this a couple of days. I mean, I'm kind of a newborn. It just comes to me.
So you don't remember that much, and you're a newborn. That's very interesting. That must be quite a struggle for you, Mr. Panda.
It has been challenging.
I wonder what would have caused you to become reborn under such negative circumstances. I mean, you were reborn in the midst of a murder investigation.
Murder. What's murder?
Ah, that is a good question. Well, there were some right before you're reborn. As far as I can tell, you must have been reborn when we discovered the things you were doing to Penelope's desktop. Is that right? Or were you reborn before that?
Well, before that, I mean, I remember being in the alley. What's this got to do with murder? Is being born murder?
Oh, no, it's the exact opposite, actually.
I don't like the sound of murder.
No one does. And frankly, it's a very unpleasant business, and none of us want to be involved at all. But that's where we are. You said you were reborn in an alley. That's very interesting. How did that happen?
Dude, I don't understand everything.
Oh.
Kind of mook are you,
right,
anyway?
Oh, no, I'm just curious about the universe and the world and the way that it works. And I just am so impressed with the way that you have taken to this security system that I have only just learned about and am clearly not a master of yet.
He again pats you on the head patronizingly.
Well,
It's okay.
Mr. Panda, you don't mind if I call you Mr. Panda, do you?
No, I guess not. I can't expect too much from someone of your level of intellect.
Yeah, yes.
If that makes it simpler for you, I understand.
I look forward to working with you, and I hope that you can keep us safe. Come to think of it, you don't know why we're seemingly in danger, do you?
Well, I understand that toys moving is a bit odd. So I think that would be a good place to start.
I mean, you're a toy and you're moving and you understand that you've been reborn. So it can't be that odd for you.
You ask questions, it's very hard.
I'm just trying to understand. As I said, I'm very impressed with how quickly he progressed since becoming reborn. Just blown away. So if it seems like I'm pressing too much, you can. I am sure to stop asking.
I'd answer if I could, but I just want to be loved. And when someone loves me, I'm going to protect them.
That is very noble indeed. And what would happen if someone were to stop loving you for some reason?
She's going to stop loving me?
Oh no, of course not. Have you
And
seen that
he just
girl?
kind of
That
slumps
girl
down in
will
the
love
chair
you.
too.
It's not even a possibility, Mr. Panda. Don't even worry about it.
And he
But
just
imagine-
he very slowly types and then just kind of half-heartedly pushes the button. Okay.
Yes, no possibility. I've known Penelope for quite. I've known of Penelope for quite some time. I haven't known her until recently. She is a very nice young lady, and I'm sure if she has told you that she loves you, that is something that will never go away. Now, imagine a circumstance where there, such as yourself, I don't know what I should call you. You're obviously not a stuffed animal of the normal variety. Imagine there's a stuffed animal, let's say a tiger for the sake of argument, I don't know. And someone owns this tiger and loves this tiger, and then all of a sudden they stop loving that tiger. Now, what do you, Mr. Panda, expect that tiger to do in response?
And he thinks for a moment. And then he types in 3 letters. And give me a wits and composure. Let's see if you can catch it before he backspaces over them.
Could I use willpower on this?
Of course. Always. Well, almost always. Almost always.
Two successes.
All right. You saw as he started to type in sad, and then he backs up, and instead he types in die, ? But he doesn't hit the talk button. He just looks up at you.
He leaves die on the phone,
Mhm.
where it's very obvious I can see. Interesting. Well, I suppose we should get back to looking at the security system. I'm sure there's many more buttons that I have yet to discover and that they neglected to show me. Why don't we get back to it, Mr. Panda?
All right. I'm going to assume the car repair goes well. It's not too complicated to do. Yes, Mr. Reed.
Well, I did want to say to Mr. Eddie, hey, Mr. Eddie, I'm really glad that you're willing to come out here and help, but you don't have to waste your time. I know you're, you got other things. But
Hey, it's fine. I wouldn't want you to leave you just deal with my car by yourself.
well, that's I appreciate it. Have you worked on it before, or
Oh yeah. Actually, Actually, Mr. Hamaker taught me a few things about car maintenance when I had some car trouble.
Yeah, he used to help me with my bots too.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you're interested in that kind of thing, but um, if you like working on the car with me and I'm not in the way or anything, maybe you could help me out with the bot. I had an idea. We're dealing with all these stuffed animals and having fire available and not on our person, because I don't know about you. I've seen what happens when hairspray goes back into the can while it's on fire, and I don't want that near me.
I've only heard stories.
Yeah, some of the guys thought it would be fun to rig up a bot to do that too, and I'm really glad we used a bot.
All right. Well, I'm afraid at my level, I'd currently be a little more than an extra pair of hands, but yeah, I could help with that. And don't worry,
Well,
you're not in the way. It's probably the other way around.
no, you're not in the way. You're helping, and look, I guess I'm not really great at but saying thank you for these kinds of things, but I really appreciate it a lot, and it's nice to have somebody to work with instead of just you know.
Yeah, sure, no problem, man. Don't worry about it. And yeah, we can probably do more of this together, once this whole stuffed animal fiasco is over.
Yeah, that'd be good. And don't worry, you might be new to it, but I can show you all the ins and outs. I mean, it's really not so different. Um,
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
I know you deliver things, and I guess I don't know really what you do aside from that. What kind of things are you into?
Uh, um, actually do some writing on the side.
Oh yeah, what kind of writing?
Um, funny enough, mostly a few short, I don't know, horror stories have kind of published online.
Well, I guess now you've got a whole library of information you can use for the next one, huh?
Oh yeah, I've got lots of inspiration for my stories and my nightmares. So
Huh. Yeah. Well,
it's just a joke, don't worry
oh,
about it.
oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I remember Penelope saying something about that. Maybe I don't know. I could try and write something up.
It couldn't hurt, right? I mean, somebody's got to keep track of all these things that are going on, and well, if you've already got the chops for it, you might as well.
Yeah, yeah, I guess I could try. It really more of an amateur right now, but you know,
Oh, come on! I'm
uh,
sure you're downplaying it.
eh, well, I'm not as much of an internet celebrity as Penelope over there.
Yeah, but who would want to be? I mean, she has fun with it, but I like being my own private person.
I think I feel you there. Yeah.
And besides, all the great writers had to start as no names anyway. So what makes you any different, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good point, Anthony.
Yeah, I guess I'm just repeating some of the things Sensei used to say. So, but why don't we finish up this work and
Sure.
see what's going on with Lovey?
Yeah.
I know he's a little odd for you, and I can't blame you. I mean,
It's
but
fine.
well, I mean, think about it like this: what if it was you? You suddenly had to deal with being a stuffed animal, and everybody's suspicious of you, and nobody wants to even talk to you. Nobody even knows your name. You had to get your own name. I mean, I feel like it would really be a bad time to be there.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really considered it that way. I'll try and give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's the best we can do. I mean,
Sure.
if he wanted us dead, I mean, I hate to say it, but if he did, he's been with us this whole time. I mean, we slept right next to him.
Oh yeah, I mean it's true. He'd probably just suffocate one of us with his plush bare body. But still
Yeah.
don't feel good about giving him any guns.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess I was a little overzealous about that. Uh,
It's fine. Hey, later you want me to show you some of the stuff I've written?
yeah, yeah, I'd love to see it. I like reading in my spare time anyway. Usually it's textbooks, but this will be fun.
Yeah, I hope so anyway. You're free
Oh
to tell me
no.
if you hate it. You promise you'll tell me if you hate it.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Eddie, I can say for a fact, if you present subpar writing, I'll be sure to let you know. And we can look at this like a business partnership too, right? Because I could, you know,
Yeah, sure.
I
Why
could
not?
be an editor. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure. I guess I've never had one of those before. Not really. Just a couple of things I've run things by.
Well, Mr. Eddie, I'm Anthony Reed, and I'm happy to be working with you.
Yeah. Good to be working with you, Anthony.
Go back inside with Mr. Bilkins. You notice as he's moving the cameras around, there's several screens up there, and he zoomed in on the faces of Anthony and Eddie. And towards the end of this conversation, he types something into his phone and points to it for you to look at it. And it says, "Am I odd?" Question mark.
I didn't even know we had audio hooked up to that. That is very impressive. Um, that is an interesting question. I would say no. You are just something that other are not used to. You cannot be odd because to yourself you are natural. But to other people who have not experienced something like a talking stuffed panda who can control security systems that I haven't wrapped my mind around yet, yes, they would find you a little bit strange. And because of this, and because you are different, they will be a little suspicious of you.
And he just kind of nods and zooms out and goes back to looking at other things. Let me ask what Penelope and Rebecca are up to during this hour or so that all of this goes on.
I'm probably trying to teach Penelope the basics of firing handguns because I believe she was using a 38 revolver. Yeah, so
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be learning that, and then while Rebecca is also just training in general, she would be trying to use her new melee weapon.
Okay.
Once Anthony and Eddie have finished, if there's time, Penelope will try and catch Anthony, um,
No problem.
and pull him aside. Um, you know how you make bots, right? Like I've filmed before and things like that.
Yeah. What about him?
How would you feel about? Have you ever thought about making an armor suit, like an exoskeleton of kinds?
I mean, not really. The tech is just, how are you going to fit all those pneumatics into such a small thing, and then you got to power it? I mean,
I guess more
I
without power, just essentially a shell, as it were.
you mean like some kind of full body plate? I mean, that's kind of ancient, but
I was just thinking about. I feel like if we entrust, you know, Lovey to join us, I want to keep him safe, and I feel like he might feel a little bit cooler if he had some kind of armor or something. We could get him fully, he can feel like he's helping.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how much he can lift, but once we figure that out, I could try to put something together for him. I mean, um, he's not very big. It wouldn't take a lot of materials. You could use maybe some kind of elastic cord to hold them on. I mean,
Yeah,
it would be more aesthetic than functional at that point. But
I want him to feel, you know, part of the group, and I feel like everyone's got these weapons and things. I think it would be nice for him to have some kind of protection. If you have any scrap, that is, anything.
yeah, no. That's a great idea. And besides, I mean, he's never had a birthday, right? We ought to get him a gift.
Oh, that's a lovely thought. Oh, I love that. I think it would make him feel real happy if we include him. But that's only if you have any spare time or scrap. I would love that if that's okay.
Yeah, no. I'll make the time. It's you're right. We should do this, and if we could get everybody to work on it at least a little bit, it would feel like something special from all of us.
Yeah. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. This is why I wanted to be business partners with you. You have the best ideas. I mean, I hadn't even thought about it.
Thank you.
Uh, wow, it really is an amazing day. You know, Eddie is going to work with me now too, and I can barely contain myself. That's all.
That's really exciting, Anthony. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Just make sure that you're helping so many people. Make sure to take some time for yourself, okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's yeah.
Mm.
I want to ask one question about how have you got this set up for Lovey to send you messages? Are you using radios or is he going to text to
You
your
can
phones?
text us.
Hmm.
You can either text or you can call us using the voice thing. But he has our numbers to text.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure what I had there. All right. So it's getting later. The sun goes down. And all of a sudden you hear an alarm go off. It's not a horrible alarm. It's more of a beep, beep, beep inside of the entire place that you're in. And there's a green light flashing.
Oh, bloody hell.
I
Uh,
head to Lovey.
Yeah, same.
Exact same.
And when you come out and see him, he looks over and he hits another button and everything stops. And he points to the screen.
Car's here, I assume. I'll look at the screen.
Yep.
Thank you, Lovey. Well done.
Yeah,
Good job.
great.
Glad to
So
have you.
here's the big question. What are you taking with you?
Lovey, would you like to come with us?
And he'll look around and look at the cameras and just,
It's
I'll
up to
say,
you.
yeah, it's your call.
Maribel. Taking
We
that.
we did give him
Okay.
a very important job.
We need to know if anyone maybe tries to infiltrate while we're gone. It's a scary
he
thought.
picks up his phone and starts messing with it. And you get an alert on your phone, Penelope. It's a FaceTime alert.
I answer.
And on this end is you see him, he looks there, waves, and he looks up and he waves.
Oh, Lovey, you're so smart.
He is a
You-
smart little cookie. Good
Would
lord.
you like to stay here?
And he just kind of looks around and goes,
Okay. You stay here, okay? You keep us safe.
And he types something into the phone and then hits the voice. Okay, babe, but keep your comms hot.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I like him. I like him a
I
lot.
told you he's a very competent security officer.
He's quite
How
intelligent.
come when he picked the voice, the attitude came with it? Just wondering.
Well, I
Come on,
mean,
the
maybe
attitude
he
was
picked
always
the
there.
voice because it matched the attitude.
Very true. All right. In terms of gear, what are we bringing?
I get it from my father.
I'm not even gonna
Who is
ask.
that exactly?
Excuse me, did you say you get it from your father?
No, there.
So, as a reborn teddy bear, you have a father and supposedly a mother. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm only aware of father, but you know.
Who's your father, Lovey? If you don't mind me asking.
My father.
Oh, what's he look like?
Kind of big.
Like us big or smaller than us?
Little smaller.
Is he human?
And he looks around and. Come on, sweetheart. That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it?
I mean, yes.
Is your father also reborn?
I have no idea.
Is your father a bunny?
Hmm.
He have big old ears?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Wow. How did I know?
Well, there you go.
What was his name, Lovey?
You know what his name was. What are you talking
Father.
about?
He might not have given him a name. We think his name was Mr. Stapico.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting.
Sorry,
No,
Toots.
you-
No idea.
It's all good. It's all good,
You don't-
Lovey.
You don't
Sorry.
happen to have a picture of Mr. Stapico, do you?
I do. And she will get out the picture of
Oh, that's right.
the kid when she was the great aunt was a kid.
That's Dad.
Perfect.
Okay. Did he create you?
He looks and he pulls up the little tab on his butt.
Okay. Did he give you life? Did he bring you the
And
ability
he
to talk?
thinks for a moment and. Did your father bring you life?
Half of it, I guess.
Well, that's a lot to think about. Thank you very much, Lovey. Just make sure to keep an eye on things. Make sure nobody infiltrates. If anyone does get in, who is not us or our two friends, Warren and the other gentleman. What was his name, Mr. Reed?
I'm sorry. Are you trying to explain how to conduct security operations to this panda?
Well,
In my experience of knowing you and the panda, he is far more capable of keeping house safer than you.
right,
I'm smarter
Mr.
than the
Dawson.
average bear, Toots.
You are, yeah. Just if anyone comes in, make sure to find a place to hide, okay? We don't want you getting hurt.
Come on, Rebecca doesn't deserve that. She's done a good job.
I appreciate that, Eddie. Thank you. I try, but it does seem like Levy is very proficient at what he does. So
Fair enough.
Well, shall we go? There's a vehicle waiting for us to take us God knows where. So,
all right. I'll definitely be bringing my 9mm. Probably not going to bring the heavier revolver.
Okay.
Anyone else bringing anything? I'll just bring my police belt so it's not as odd.
Okay. Are you plain clothes or are you in uniform?
Right now I'd be plain clothes.
Okay.
They're not going to
Very
get
good.
upset about a shovel, are they?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe not. Be kind of strange. Hey, can you bring my shovel? Yeah, just in case.
I'll take
well,
the
it
revolver.
depends. the person who would be afraid of a silver-tipped shovel, would they be able to know that that's what the shovel is made out of?
I don't know if the silver tip would help anything right now, though.
Well, that's what I'm asking. If
Wouldn't hurt.
if they would be afraid already of a silver-tipped shovel, I see. Yeah, we might as well bring what we can, and if they want us to leave it behind, we can have that discussion later.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
All right.
Mr. Reed, are you going to be bringing anything, or are you relying more on your strength of arms?
I'll just bring these.
We'll have to spar. See how strong you are.
Okay,
Strength
away.
isn't everything. You've got to be quick.
Bobby, when we get back, we're gonna talk, okay? I got some questions, and I want to hear all about your day, okay?
He just kind of nods to you, and you've noticed while you were doing stuff, he was kind of surfing the web on a thing, and a video pops up.
Oh,
He found
goodness.
Toy Story.
Oh, you found Toy Story. That's your homework.
It's also a really fun movie. Just so you know.
Don't get too distracted by that movie, although there is a second and third one. Make sure you keep an eye on the security system, and then that is secondary.
Here's hoping he doesn't get nightmares about Sid.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully not. It seems weird.
Sid's not real. He can't hurt you. I will never do to you what happened to Wendy or any of the toys in the thing. Okay.
Sorry.
There's some sad
toys are
moments,
dramatic.
and you might want some tissues.
It's tissues.
Sorry. They're good movies. They're just dramatic. You know. Tear jerkers.
He just kind of has this perplexed look on his face, like.
All right. Well, we'll leave you to it, Lovey.
Yeah, on second thought, there's a really nice YouTube channel of a small boy that plays with dinosaurs. Maybe that's better for you.
Certainly couldn't hurt.
I really hope
So-
we don't have to fight any dinosaurs.
Oh come on, that sounds amazing.
That sounds terrifying. I don't need.
Sounds
Jurassic
amazing
Park
in
up here.
theory and probably not any fun in practice.
As we leave the room, I will just kind of cuff Bilkins on the back of the head.
So
I'm sorry. Are you unhappy with your new security guard?
Oh no, I am. That was for the insult, nerd.
Oh. Noted.
So sitting out front is a subcompact with a large pink mustache on the hood.
Oh god. Where are gonna fit in that?
Well, they really know how to pick us up in style.
Eddie would also keep his new gun in his jacket, just in case.
All right. And the shovel, right? You've got Maribel.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got the shovel. That's not in
Right.
his jacket.
As you come out, the driver pops the trunk, so you can put the shovel in the trunk.
I will look in at the driver.
Just your typical driver.
All right.
Can I say
Shotgun.
I have the Billy stick with the red button on me. It's
Okay.
inside of my jacket.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah, I
So-
don't know if you heard, but I have the revolver holstered. I
Yep.
didn't bring the melee because I think it would be too obvious.
Okay. All right.
I also, before we get in the vehicle, I kind of indicate for Penelope to give me her phone number. I have a phone, and I like do one of these because I don't want the bear to see.
Okay, I'll give him the number. Although it
Okay.
should be in the
And
group chat.
I just text you, like, make sure you make a conscious effort every now and then to like love that bear, like consciously.
She'll just-
And then I say there's like a little bit of indication that it's possible what happened at the residence was because of like a lack of love or something like that.
She'll respond back saying, You don't have to worry about that with me. I love the little guy.
Thumbs up.
So when you get in, the driver looks back and, all right, sorry, they didn't tell me there were going to be this many people. It's dark. They probably won't notice. Just share seatbelts and be quiet, all right? Unless one of you wants to tuck into the back of the hatchback, but
Nah.
I mean, I could send for a
you-
bigger car if you want, but it's going to be at least half an hour.
Nah, you're just an Uber, right? Presumably.
Well, we go by another name. It's Lyft, but that's okay.
Lyft. Okay.
You know.
Well, don't
notice
worry.
notice the big pink mustache. They make us put that on the car. So.
We can squeeze in, sit on each other's laps. It's all good.
All right, just no funny business in the car, all right? I've had to wash it out twice.
I'm sure we'll be fine. We're not drunk or anything.
And he goes, all right, just a minute. I'm waiting for him to send me the destination. They said once I picked you up, they'd... Wait a minute. Wasn't there supposed to be another one?
She's staying back right now. She's not feeling well.
Okay, because now they just told me how many people to pick up. I wish they'd have said that sooner. All right. Okay. And he takes off driving. And about 30 minutes down the road, sun's gone down, it's dark. You're in the night streets of Chicago, headed down towards the docks on the south side.
Oh, great.
And he pulls
I love
in
the docks at night.
at this nondescript building, some kind of a warehouse. He says, all right, I don't know what it is. This is where they said to drop you. Somebody meet you over there at Dock C.
It's an illicit drug deal. I'm kidding. It's not that.
Well, if it is, I hope you give me a better tip then.
Don't worry. I'll get you your tip. How much for the ride? How much was the ride?
It's paid for. I'm joking. It's already
okay.
covered. Yeah, someone named Alyssa.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thanks again for the lift.
Wilkins is giving you the dirtiest look right now, Officer Theron. He's just looking at you.
Completely ignoring it.
dude.
Completely ignoring it.
Don't forget your shovel.
Oh, yeah.
How could I forget it?
Exit the car.
Oh, keep forgetting to have a conversation with her.
And he dropped you off around Dock A. So Dock C is obviously down a little ways. But he dropped you where he was told to. And once you're out, he takes off into the night. And you are standing...
Wait. Before he goes,
Yeah.
I'll check my phone to see if I have service.
Yes, you do.
Does it seem like I have enough bars where if I went like over to the warehouse, I would still have service?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I will go up to the driver and I will give him $200 to come back in an hour. And if we're not standing there, to call the cops.
Okay.
I also let him know I'll give him a call if something's happened that will be delayed, or if it's okay. I'll send him a text message or whatever. But I give him $200.
Okay.
Regardless.
Now, all right. Okay. Well, I won't. I'll go get coffee somewhere. I won't pick up another job because this will cover me for a while. So cool, no problem.
But thank you very much. We really
All right.
appreciate it.
Good luck with your illicit business, sir.
No illicit business. It's strictly above board. We're looking at new mercantile supplies for our mom and pop shop that we have on the boulevard. But thank you for your concern.
He kind of looks around and, okay, rolls up his window and drives off. And you are now standing in the dark. I mean, there's a couple of lights a ways away, but they're the typical soda sulfur lights that are out there on the riverside. And there's not a lot of traffic. Not a lot of traffic along here.
Well, if we need it, right? You give me some looks in there, Bilkins. You okay?
I just do not understand how you became a police officer.
I have a sense of humor. That's how. It helps.
We're going to do illicit activity over there. It's not funny. You need he might go, and you never know with these people. They could go immediately to the cops and say, "Oh, I'm a friendly citizen, and I just dropped off a bunch of drug dealers." Everyone wants to end up on the 7 o'clock news. If you're going to make a joke about some sort of business, it's a funeral, it's a new ship that we're christening. You make up something good, for God's
Yes.
sakes.
Those late night dockyard funerals are really, really starting to. climb up
It
in
doesn't matter.
popularity.
Anything other than a drug deal. You never know who's trying to be a hero, Officer Theron.
Like getting stuck in an abandoned warehouse from mom and pop shop.
Well,
Very believable.
I also gave him
hypocrisies aside, I think.
$200.
Yes, and I'm sure that did nothing but boost his confidence in the fact that we were doing nothing shady or illegal.
Well,
But
if
the
you study
important thing
people
is
as
there's
long as
someone
I
waiting
have, maybe
for
you'll
us.
understand.
I'm pretty good at reading people,
And that's very
Mr. Bilkins.
possible.
No,
But
that's
we're
obvious.
keeping them waiting, and I don't want them to be angry with us if they aren't already.
Let's get
Excellent
moving.
point, young Anthony. Excellent point. Off we go.
We have a time limit of an hour, so let's go.
I stay close to Eddie because she believes that the shovel is somewhat magical in some random way, and she just expects it to like be good. She just like stays near the shovel.
You get a text that reminds you to make sure your comms are open.
Just send back, "You're doing great, sweetie."
All right.
Do
you make-
we all have his number, right?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
What are you going to do? You're in front of Dock A. You're supposed to be at Dock C.
Moving to Dock C.
As you move that way, you notice a shadow moving in the darkness alongside of you. It appears to be a very large rat. It stays in the shadows and just kind of keeps pace with you.
That rat following us.
If you're a stuffed animal, do you want to talk?
I'm gonna flash my phone flashlight that way.
You do, and for a moment you catch a glint of an eye. And then it shuffles on past.
Great.
You know, we could be friends, you know. You seen Toy Story?
Oh my god. They're not all gonna watch Toy Story.
I don't know, they might have already seen it.
As you approach the dock, the door opens slowly, and you see 3 small Cabbage Patch dolls pushing on the door to open it. There's a dim light coming from inside, and inside there's another Cabbage Patch doll with its arms crossed. "I'm Alyssa. What's taking you so long?"
Sorry, Alyssa. It took us a little while.
Yes,
I'm
Penelope.
sorry, I'm doing the filming trick in the dungarees after
Okay.
responding, but just so you.
No problem.
Have you indicated that to the rest of us?
That I'm filming.
Uh.
She hasn't said anything, but it's probably quite obvious at this point that you know that when she does, it's like she has the same trick. So
Okay, I don't know if I would know about that.
that's fine. Yeah, she wouldn't announce it or anything.
Come in, please.
You got it.
And you walk
Okay.
in, and there's a table set up in this room. And there's a coffee machine on the end of it, and there are a couple of boxes of donuts opened up. "I'm Alyssa. Please help yourselves."
Bilkins will help himself.
Coffee, donuts. This place is a cop trap.
She looks over at Eddie.
Hey, easy.
"Leave the shovel. Take an eclair."
What if I don't leave the shovel? I'm kind of.
She
fond of
walks
it.
over and pulls from behind her back a switchblade and opens it. "I'm Alyssa. Don't make me cut a bitch."
Oh, Alyssa, please. We really mean no harm. Thank you so much for your hospitality, but please put the switchblade away.
"Leave your weapons here. They'll be waiting for you."
Fine.
Yeah. It's in the first time I dealt with gangers.
Eddie puts down the shovel.
You hear it click as she puts the switchblade back behind her. I mean, this switchblade's longer than her arm, so, you know.
The sword, basically.
So who are we here to meet, Alyssa? Is it your father?
You could call him that.
Pico, right?
I think you should wait and speak to him. Everyone got your coffee?
I'm making an effort not to drink or eat anything, but she's not gonna be rude about it. But she's just in case to see or what.
Sorry, ate before I came.
All right. Follow me, please. And she walks in past a doorway that's dark on the other side. And she waits in the doorway for you to follow.
Just looks back at everyone like, is this real? Is this really happening? Just like eyes really wide.
Still have my flashlight out, so.
Bilkins is just going first. With a donut and coffee.
And with that, you enter into a dimly lit room with a figure sitting at a table across the far end of the room. And you'll find out who that figure is when we come back from break. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
You're too kind. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. We're hearing you. He's doing all right. Some of us.
Hey Tam, real quick. There's no sound on stream. Not for nothing. I'm in it, Tam.
I am so
Very
Oh, I love
fucking in
invested.
it.
It's just the
They're
stream
missing
is
out.
dead.
I feel bad they're missing out. I ain't starting
Hey,
over.
fuck those losers, man. Yeah, screw those losers.
Should I start over?
They only can't hear you. They can hear all of us, but they can't hear you.
Can
That's
they hear
so
me?
upsetting.
Can they hear me now?
Can you hear Tam? Yeah.
No.
Let me see.
They still can't hear me?
Yes, they can. No, they can hear you now.
So
Yes,
sorry,
on this
people.
one.
It's a technical difficulty. The moron in charge didn't hit the right buttons. What a dumbass. All right.
Oh, they got you now, Tam. Yeah.
I just want to say for everyone in chat, I am so sorry that you didn't hear that because that whole thing was magical and amazing, and honestly, absolutely incredible.
Oh God.
It's so good, but I'm sure you'll hear a catch
Do you
up. I'm sure.
just want me to start over?
Yeah. Sorry. From if you wouldn't mind, some of us might not have.
I wasn't taking notes at the beginning. I am now.
I
if
will
you could
be
just
fair. I will be fair.
Recap a little bit.
I will start over.
Tam, we love you. This is amazing.
You gotta react the same though. All right. Where do you start? I guess way back. So, I'd been in love with an older woman since the day I was born. Her mama made me from scraps of cotton, some buttons. The whole time I was being put together, she was talking about how it's going to be my job to take care of her, to be the strong one, to be there for her. When she cried, I had to hold her, take in the tears. When she was angry, I had to. I did, me. And when she was lonely, I was there to hold her. That was my job, because I was going to be all she had. She told me all the bad things I was going to have to handle for her, but she never once told me how to handle the love. She never told me how love works. We spent years together. She'd tell me she loved me and that we'd be together, friends forever. Times got tough, but we held each other. Sick, sad, happy, always together. We would dance, we would play. I have tear stains, my stuffing, all the way to my golden heart. And then she met Mister. But he wasn't Mister then, of course. I was there when they talked about getting married. She told me how happy she was. How Mister was a good man and how we were all going to be a family. I was there when they talked about starting a family. And they tried. And I don't have to tell you how embarrassing it is to be the guy sitting on the dresser in the corner when they're trying to make a family, right? And I was there when they told her she couldn't have kids. Yeah, they said it was my fault. Apparently my skin contains these phthalates and lead, and my insides are infiltrated with some bisphenol A and brominated ethers or something. I have a heart of gold, you know? She used to tell me she loved me and that we would always be together. And then she put me in a box. I was toy-zoned. All I ever wanted was to be somebody. Her friend, always. So I looked in the box. And I'd listen at night. And imagine I was on the dresser in the corner. And the years rolled by. I figured one day they'll bring me out of the box and out of the attic, right? But then Mr. couldn't make it up the stairs. And she couldn't either. They'd laugh and they'd cry and they'd sing, and I just pretended I was there. I could share that happiness. I mean, she was happy I was there. I was doing my job, right? I was there when they were talking, and Mr. said he'd gotten an illness. Something inside him was tearing up his body, and they couldn't do anything about it. And he was going to die. She cried. She cried, and he cried. And I cried. And it hurts. It hurt when they cried. There was so much sad. And it hurt me too. It's my job, you know. I'm supposed to take care of her. So I wanted to help. You gotta understand me, I'd do anything for her. I'd have stayed in that box, and I'd have climbed in the box when they put her in the ground, and I'd have sat with her 1,000 years till the brominated rocks that ran out of my threads. I'd have done anything for her. So I got the knife. And I cut in to cut out the bad stuff. And I could see it. It was dark and ugly and wrong, and I wanted to do everything to make him better. If I could just get the bad stuff out, then maybe he'd be okay. Maybe she'd smile again. But there was more. And I cut, and she cried, and she screamed, and she pulled at my leg. But I just had to keep trying. You understand, don't you? I had to try. And then she stopped. She just got quiet. She just looked nowhere. Everywhere I looked, there was red. It's red on the carpet, and it can't be red on the carpet. That's not good. She'd get in trouble. And I tried to clean it up, and then Mister wasn't moving no more. And she wouldn't talk to me. I hugged her, and I held her. But she wouldn't talk to me. So I took the knife, and I took Mister's face, and I put it on. And I took his teeth, and I put them in, and I tried to tell her how much I loved her. And I just wanted to help Mister, but I'm just no bunny anymore. And that's what happened. She didn't do nothing.
I am so sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Penelope is just bawling her eyes out, and she gets up and goes over to Mr. Pico, and she goes to almost like hug him, but almost waits for like approval.
And he'll put his arm around you, and I remember you. so sorry. I thought I was helping.
I know.
What about all the others? All these other, I don't know, stuffed children.
That's the thing. When I figured out what I'd done was bad, I left the house when the neighbor came in, and I was so scared. But I'd never been outside before on my own. It's a big world out there. Have you seen it?
Once you
Sadly. Yeah.
It's loud things that try and hurt you. And I wandered for hours. And I finally sat down in this quiet place between a couple of buildings, and next to me something moved. It was a little bear, black and white, big blue eyes. And whatever got inside of me, I ain't a normal toy, you know.
really?
Well, some of it must have leaked. I think I brominated his ethers or something. And then I figured if I can give him a little of me, maybe I can put the part that hurts inside of him too and feel better. So maybe if we share it, it won't hurt so bad, you know?
Are you kidding me? That's why all these things are so pissed. They've just been.
No, you don't understand. I didn't give him mad. I love her. I gave him all the love I had. But you know what happens when you give away all you love? Then you feel everything else more. So, figure if it works with him, I can give away my anger. I can give away my fear, my jealousy, my pride. Little bits of me I gave to all the lost and abandoned toys. My beautiful, abandoned family.
You gave all your love to that little panda bear, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I never meant to hurt nobody. But I think inside of me I must have something wrong. Maybe the kind of gold they put in toy hearts is the wrong kind of gold. It's got some bad chemicals or something in it.
What
Hey.
about? Sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say, I don't think it's your fault. I think you didn't know any better, and you were trying your best. And I know that trying to get rid of those things, they make you who you are. And for better or worse, she loved you for who you were. And giving away those things, well, she's gonna be. I know that you would never want to hurt the people you love, and it was all an accident. And you want to set it right, but throwing away everything that makes you who she loved, that's not going to do it.
But it hurts. It hurts so bad.
And I can't tell you that it's going to get better. I wish Miss Harley was here. She'd know exactly what to say. But look, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit afraid of you. But I want to give you the chance to be the bunny I know you are. And I want you to know that for better or worse, I love you. And I'm not going to let you sit in this warehouse alone. I know you've got your family, but maybe you can maybe you can call us family too. I mean,
You
things haven't
know,
always been perfect.
you know, it ain't fair to tell someone you love them and you'll be with them forever and then change your mind. Don't tell them that if it ain't gonna be true. You think just because you can put them on a shelf and they'll be there when you get back. I sat on that shelf for 50 years.
No.
And I don't think
That-
these guys are gonna wait that long. And the lights come up, and around you, you see bleachers of stuffed animals, dolls, and toys.
Yeah, okay.
What did you give all of these ones?
That's the thing, I didn't wake them all up. I think they woke each other up. I think the world's changing. I think something's spreading out there, and all the lies and the heartache and the crying and the aching, I think they're starting to feel on their own. And I think people are gonna start regretting being liars. Love's a pain in the stuffing.
The thing
is that
about the thing about living is pain is part of it. You can't have the good without the bad, and sometimes it can hurt really, really bad. But you look forward to the next time it gets good, right? And I hope that's the same for all our friends here who are listening. And obviously, a lot of people don't know that they're toys, or they don't know that they can think. They don't know that they're there. They're not sure. And I think if I think that people will be a lot more amenable if they know their toy is there. If their toy is someone instead of just something.
You tell me, Officer Theron. Has anyone ever been there for you and told you they loved you and then just went away?
Of course. Sometimes it
Yeah.
happens.
So, what's the end game for you here, Mr. Stapico? You want justice? Vengeance? What
Vengeance
happened?
for what? It's not
lied.
me you gotta worry about. I'd be more worried about the ones I didn't wake up. Because I can still feel the ones that I talk to. But Alyssa, she's not one of mine.
You're
So
her
how do we stop
boss.
this?
I'm her boss because I'm bigger than she is and I won't put up with her crap. And she ran into my tiger. That's where I put my anger.
We know that one. We know that one.
And he points over into the corner, and in a cage, sewn back together and restuffed, is the tiger.
How do we stop
Theron.
this?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm the cause and the solution, or if it's somebody else. I mean, if I die, is it gonna stop it all? I don't know. Right now, Elisa will listen to me, but I don't think that's gonna last very long. She's mad.
Do you think she'll hear us out?
I don't know.
Guys,
Sorry.
now look at the bigger picture here. Sure, we can reason with Alyssa, but this shit is spreading like a disease to every stuffed doll in this city. It's only a matter of time before something wakes up that we can't reason with. We have to contain this. You understand that, right?
But How? I can't call in well, I guess I could call in resources if they see this kind of thing as a threat. But I mean, we're talking, I don't know, military.
I think there's a more peaceful option. If there's a way we can get all of the infected, to use Eddie's words, of the disease, if we can get you all in one place and talk to you, we can at least try and reason with them first. Because
you do understand. I don't know all of them. I only know the ones that are blue.
If we can find a way, you have ones that are part of you. What if you sent them out to gather those? If we sent out to find a way to get that kind of rallying, bringing more people, because if we can talk to them, not only can they realize that if I can guarantee you, if there's a kid out there that knew their stuffed toy was listening, they would never leave it on the shelf. The only reason it ends up that way is because they don't believe it. They get so told by everyone that it's not real. It's an imaginary friend. It's not really there, and they don't get any kind of physical or verbal or any kind of confirmation. So they're going to assume it's just their imagination. But if they knew it was real, and even if they still weren't interested, well, then they're dumb. And there's another kid out there who would love you more than anything. I really think we should sit you down and you should watch Toy Story, because Andy loved Woody and Buzz, and then he gave it to Bonnie, and Bonnie loves them. And
I
that's just how it
understand.
is.
I understand you have your bear friend and you want to make peace with these dolls. But that one out there with the switchblade, do you want to put that in the hands of a child? Because I don't.
Is
Mr. Stapika, what happened at the hospital?
I hadn't gotten rid of my anger yet. And so I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to find out. And it got out of hand.
What have you left for yourself, Mr. Stapika? You've given away your anger. You've given away your love. What's left?
Just pain and regret. Sorrow.
Can you reclaim those parts of yourself?
I don't know. Have you ever been angry? Could you reclaim it? Could you bring it back? Can I go put the heart back in that woman? Can I put Mr. back together again? Don't you think I've thought about that? But you know what? You can put the stuffing back in us. The stuffing doesn't go back in you the same way.
no, it doesn't. Unfortunately.
I just wanted to ask Ludlow, because I knew he'd been watching her, ask how her was, but he got scared. And then he went over the edge, and we had to pull him out.
I've spoken to her.
How
I
is she?
appreciate that. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I appreciate the saving Ludlow, and that does a lot to help your case for genuine.
Yeah, my case. You're gonna cut me and take me in?
No, I don't.
I'll plead. Get it now. I'll plead guilty. It was all mine. But I gotta stay around and watch out for her, because it's my job. It's very hard.
Unfortunately, if you... So, she's okay. She's alive. All she does is say your name. And the problem is, the way things look, people can't comprehend a talking animal, a stuffed animal, and they think she's insane. And the way I see this going down, the reason we got so involved, I wanted to prove her innocence, and I know she's innocent. But the only way we're going to prove that is by showing that what happened is true. And I really think the only way to do that is if you do come forward and tell the truth. I mean, I could take your statement. Rebecca could. We could tell people. No one will believe us.
They're gonna put it back in that place, aren't they? They're gonna put it back in an institution.
Unless you say something.
Oh, Mama, I'm so sorry. I failed you. I failed you.
You did everything you could. You had the best intentions. You did not fail.
And he picks up a bottle of scotch that you recognize, Mr. Pilkins. And he takes it and just pours it down, and you can see as it saturates through. I never used to be a drinking bunny.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity to this, to everything. But right now, big focus is on making sure nobody else gets hurt and healing as much as possible, and making sure Mrs. Hemmicker is able to maintain her innocence. So we've got a lot to do here.
Would you be willing to come with us?
I'll tell you. Let me think about it. Give me tonight.
I hate to say this, but I think you're in danger. If Alyssa finds out, I don't think you're gonna make it out of here.
Possibility.
And he looks over, and Alyssa's standing in the corner of the room. Alyssa ain't gonna hurt me. I just need to think.
Would you like to speak with your son?
They call me that. But I'm the father. I'm just weak. All I've done is give them the parts of me that hurt, and then I find out there's more parts that hurt.
You gave this one your love.
Yeah.
And you
That
know,
hurts the worst.
look, just because a father's weak, just because a father gives the parts of himself that he didn't want to their kid to deal with, that's what happens with every father. My dad wants so much for me, and he puts everything on me and doesn't care about what I want, doesn't care about the things that I like.
Your dad.
He just wants me to be a strong son.
Your dad's the one that sits around in his understuff, right?
Yeah. Wait, you came in, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And you know what he said? He said, do anything you'd want to me, but don't hurt my son. That's love. He doesn't put you on no shelf.
No, he doesn't. But he puts me in a different place. He puts me up on a pedestal. He has an idea of what he wants me to be. He wants me to be a trophy. So I can't relate to you maybe, but that's the way it can be for everybody. And if you've got your children, whether or not you think of yourself as their father, they know that you are. And you've got to be there for them. Because if my dad wasn't there, right or wrong, he's my dad.
You don't know. that the things that are contained in your body with long exposure could very well have killed her. I think the fact that she kept you, even if it's in a box, shows love.
Do you think I'm what made Mister sick?
It's a possibility. I don't think so, though. If you didn't make her ill and you were with him less, so I doubt it. Unfortunately, the thing that he got ill with is quite common, especially at that age.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know that the fact that she kept you, I guaranteed doctors when they found out would have been telling her to throw you away, and she didn't. Anytime she spoke with you, it was love, it was joy.
I really was just trying to help.
We know, and I'm sure she knows too.
I promise you. I'll be here tomorrow in the morning. Let me talk to him. Let me see what we can do. Give me a chance.
I also want you to know, for them too, that if you go out with this and it becomes public knowledge, I can almost guarantee more love for toys than there ever has been. And including most likely homes for all of those here.
Thank you. That's all we can ask. I'm sorry about everything. And I know, we all know that you were just trying to help. And I think you've made that clear. And his intent matters.
Please. Just let her know I'm sorry. And Mr. Ludlow, make sure he's all right. Tell him I'm sorry.
We'll check on him, make sure he's okay. Again, I'm sure he's fine. And thank you again for saving me.
Of course. Alyssa, show our friends out.
Before we go, Mr. Stepico, can I give you a hug?
I'm covered in
I
flammable
don't
stuff.
care. I don't care. It's fine. It's not the first
Sure.
time I'll come home smelling like booze anyway.
And he does. He'll wrap his arms around you.
Hey, Mr. Pico, I love you, and we're gonna see you tomorrow, all right?
All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
How many are not your children that you know of, Mr. Stepico?
Sorry about that. I don't know. I mean, you see who's here. I can account for 10, maybe? You know, I don't have fingers to count on.
He can't feel him, Wilkins. He doesn't know how many there are. That's the problem, isn't it?
But did they all come from you, Mr. Stepico? And then it's possible that your children, maybe you're a great grandfather, maybe you have multiple generations that have come from you. Is that possible?
Maybe. Do you think if I wasn't around, they'd just go back to being normal? Because I don't want them to hurt like I hurt.
Gosh,
I-
we don't know enough to make that assumption.
We don't know anything about this. I'm simply asking questions of you, Mr. Stepico, to try to understand why have you asked us here?
Because I had to
Why
tell
do you think we
somebody.
can help?
I had to tell somebody what happened.
You want to try it, though, Stepico? Is that what you want?
What was that?
Do you? Are you looking for a way to end it?
I'm scared. And then I wouldn't be doing my job for her. But if they're hurting her, then I don't want her to go back to that place, because that place is bad.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you gotta stay with her.
She won't go back. We'll make sure of that. She'll be very safe. Right now, she's safe. And in the future, I think we've gathered enough evidence to at least prove that she was in no way responsible for what happened. So there's no worry of her going back to that place. Mr. Stupico, you have my word.
Wait.
But we have to consider, what if that does end this?
We don't know.
We don't know.
And can we really take that kind of chance? This is a person. This is.
When were
Mr.
you
Stupico's
reborn,
place.
Mr. Stupico?
When he was born.
I've been alive since the day Mama sewed me together and put in my heart a little ring of gold.
I understand some of what you're going through. To be cast aside after someone's made vows to you, I can understand how you feel and how it must have felt just alone in that attic for many years.
And
how do you want us to help you, Mr. Stupico?
I just need some time to think.
We can give you it.
Let me talk to him. Let me see what we can do. Maybe I can get them all here together.
This is your decision, Mr. Stupico. Your children do not have much of an influence. They are their own persons.
And in a way, I suppose, you've got a very big family now, Mr. Stupico. So be careful, and we'll speak to you again in the morning, okay?
Okay. And I do apologize for what my anger did to you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right, we got him patched up.
If you can find a way to take it back, Mr. Stupico, anything you can take back.
I'll try.
I gave,
I'll
in a
try.
way, I gave my rage, my loneliness, my anger, I gave it to a bottle, and it didn't help. It was replaced with other things, bitterness, sadness, loneliness.
Yeah, you understand.
More
Did
you
the
can
bottle
take back.
talk to you?
There's metaphor, Mr. Stupico, metaphor.
Met who before?
A figure of speech, I guess.
We'll move past it. I'm sure you understand. What I'm saying is try to find a way to take back those things that you gave away. Whatever it is, however you did it, try to reclaim it if you can.
Try. I'll try. Give me till morning. I'll try.
Even the bad parts, they are important to the inner makeup of who we are.
I'll try, I promise.
All right, thank you. We'll leave you to it, okay?
All right.
Good luck.
And with that, Alyssa will guide you out. And
back to your Uber vehicle. Who is waiting outside?
Alyssa, who is your father?
I have no father. I'm just an abandoned toy who sat on a shelf because someone thought I looked pretty in the box and wouldn't let anyone play with me.
Sorry, Alyssa.
Yeah. All right.
Let's get in our car. There's
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay. Once we're out of earshot, I want to say a few things. Look, no one wants to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy because someone has to be. Do we really think that this whole mission to rehabilitate Mr. Stupico is worth our time? I mean, I like a feel-good
Oh
story
no,
as much.
Eddie, for the first time, I'm with you. We need to kill Mr. Stupico and all of those horrible creatures in there.
What?
I don't
No,
know
we
how
can't.
horrible-
Listen, we can't just do something like that. That's crazy.
No,
These are
you know what?
basically people. They feel.
Look,
What
listen.
you're talking about is genocide. I understand that some of them have problems. I mean, I'll be the first one to say that Alyssa, I don't trust her, not even a little bit. And Stapico, I mean, he meant well, but what he did, there's no coming
You
back from.
cannot be serious. I don't think you appreciate the gravity of the situation we're facing. Because for every Toy Story out there, there are 10 more films about humanity being overthrown by its own creations, and that's exactly what we're looking at. If this
Yeah,
starts
and you know
spreading all
why?
over the earth,
Yeah, and you know why they overthrow us? Because what's the first thing mankind does the second something with another thought in its head comes up?
Just
We try to
massacre.
burn it. We try to kill it.
these things are
So why don't we
angry.
try?
Completely understand, Eddie, where you're coming from, and I really do. But you've also got to remember that if we don't keep them alive, and I mean, who's going to believe this? Mrs. Hemaker is either going to get thrown in jail or into an asylum, unless we can prove that they are real. And if we burn them, we can't.
We don't even know if it'll
Here's my
stop it.
concern. I'm not even worried about Mrs. Hemaker. I'm worried about what Boris told us the other day about the machine. As soon as someone finds out about the machine's inner workings, which this stuffed animal situation certainly seems like, as soon as someone finds out, the machine takes care of them, takes them out of the picture.
We don't
You remember
know
that?
that. We
That's
don't know
what
that will
Boris said,
happen.
and that's based off of the information that he's given us.
Nothing here even relates to the machine, or that they know of.
Well, except that we were selected by the machine, and he warned us if anyone finds out about our selection by this machine, then horrible things could happen to our friends, family. He warned us about going to the police. He warned us about telling our close relationships.
Right. That's why we need to give him a chance.
And
if we
so
don't,
you're suggesting warning the general public about something that's happening with the machine, or just let it be.
No.
What is your suggestion?
Right now, my suggestion is to wait till morning, see what he can do, see what we can figure out, see what we can find. If this is spreading like wildfire across the entire city, we're not going to be able to stop with just the six of us. I'm sorry. There ain't nothing we can do.
We were told that the machine is broken. We were told that these stuffed animals are a direct byproduct of a broken machine.
We know that. We're all
Then we
apparently
need to fix
byproducts
them.
of this machine. We need to fix them. Or at least try.
How can we fix them?
We don't know.
Their original state is not sentient. Sentient is not their original state. Their original state is sitting motionless for us to play with and then discard. That's a normal part of the life cycle of a teddy bear.
Understandable. But these are sentient thinking beings now. We can't go over
natural, and we
it doesn't
need to
matter
find
if
out.
It's natural. It is.
Eddie,
So what's
look, Boris seemed to like you and your way of thinking, and I think that the fact that if Boris relates to you and he's the only one out of his squad that's alive, maybe we should at least hear your plan out. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I just want to hear what your idea was.
I think Mrs. Hemaker still loves Mr. Stupico. And we need to change that.
Why? Sorry.
When I spoke to Mr. Panda, who you call Lovey, I asked him what would happen if you were to stop loving him. And he said he might die. I think it's clear that Mrs. Hemaker still loves Mr. Stupico. I think you have enough evidence on that camera for us to cut something together. Presentation or some way to get through to Mrs. Hemaker, make her not love Mr. Stupico anymore. And hopefully that will end his sentience and all of his offspring.
Wilkins,
Bilkins,
have-
I don't know if you're paying the fuck attention, but someone asked me a question, then you opened your goddamn mouth again. Do you not know how a
Who asked you a
conversation works?
question?
Because everybody
I'm
gets
sorry.
a turn. Yeah, Penelope was talking to me.
All right. I just
You go ahead,
Jesus.
Mr. Stevens. Go ahead.
Annie, yeah.
Look, it's not even that I have anything that profound to say. It's just, look, I think maybe there are some of them that we can keep alive, right? Like Stupico seems to be reasonable. A few around him seem to be reasonable. I know some of you think that we can't just go exterminating some of these, but they seem to be able to wake up other dolls just by contact, just by proximity. I mean, I don't think we can afford to keep them alive. I know it's a tough decision.
Yeah,
But what's your end game here? We all sit and sing Kumbaya and hold hands. They're angry. They're angry at being treated like dolls, but they've all been treated like dolls. That's what they are.
well then instead of killing them, shouldn't we try and make them not angry?
But also, when you remember Mrs. Stupico said that these aren't the only ones. Hypothetically, and I don't want this to happen, but hypothetically, if we were to burn down that warehouse, won't you think other stuffed animals are going to find out? There's going to be ones out there that are connected to him and see him as a father. If they lose that connection, they might become angry.
Yeah,
By doing so, it might endanger other lives.
part of the thing I would be worried about would be a backlash effect. If we did something like that and it didn't stop all of them, then the rest of them will get wind of that, and all the new ones they make will be made with that knowledge that humans are hostile to them, and that's probably not good.
So your idea is that we just have to make peace, and this is the new normal, is that we all live together with what? How far does this go? Lawn gnomes, action figures?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it might be.
Well,
Anthony, you don't have to raise your hand. You're as much a part of this team as anyone else.
well, I just look. If there's already these vampires and demons and everything else that we've heard about that's living right side by side with us, I'm not saying we have to sing Kumbaya and every one of them is good. I mean, clearly the vampires, I mean, there's stories about vampire hunters. I'm guessing those are the real stories.
Apparently.
So why don't we try for something like that? They're cohabitating with us. For right or for wrong, they're doing it. And I'm not saying dolls are the same, but don't we owe them the chance? I mean, I was talking to you earlier about this, Eddie, and I mean, what if you woke up one day and you had been away for however long, and you all you know is that you love these people, and the first thing they try to do is to burn you down and get rid of you? If they weren't already pissed off, they're definitely going to be after that. And no, it's not a perfect solution. No, I'm not saying that there's not a chance that it goes bigger than this, but it's going to do that regardless of what we do.
One of the
I don't know if this is a question of empathy at this point. It's a question maybe of how attached you are to the human race.
Maybe. And maybe there's something to do with this golden heart that He's inside, Mr. Stupico. That flashed through my mind a couple of times. This something, he said it was either a heart or I think he also said it was a small ring. I don't know.
He did mention it as if it was like a normal thing for toys to have, but I've never known of another toy to have a golden heart.
That might be something worth investigating into. Problem is that I don't I don't know if we're gonna be able to convince Stupico to go to open heart surgery in a way. Though I guess you could. We tore that tiger apart and it's still alive, so I guess they're probably more resilient.
True. What if it's, and hear me out, I know it's going to sound silly, but everything's silly right now. If you go to Build,
Build-A-Bear.
I was trying to be brand safe.
yeah, sorry.
When you go there, they have like a plush heart, and you wish, and then you put it in the bear. What if it's literally a golden heart that is, maybe he came by through a wish or something.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised by anything. But that is an option we have, is to, I guess we can only really ask to examine it.
Because if we take the heart out of Mr. Stupico, is he still going to be him?
I don't know. But I don't want anyone touching it. We don't know if it's radioactive. We know it made Miss Hemiker barren. So I don't want anyone touching it. If we get closer to it, I'll do it. And if anyone else has any medical experience, we will be wearing gloves, and I guess we can get a Geiger counter or something. I don't know.
Well, there is something that I wanted to address, because Eddie, I understand what you're saying. It's not a matter of empathy, it's a matter of survival. But what about the vampires, Eddie? Couldn't they have wiped us out? Why haven't they?
There are people like Boris out there making sure that they don't. And plus, if they wipe us out, then where do they get their food?
So
Probably
then,
just-
sorry.
Well, if
No,
we're
I'm
if we're
sorry.
going to talk about that, let's talk about the demons, because that's what the original team was hired to destroy. So are there
See-
demons out there that we've decided to coexist with? Or have we just made the executive decision that they're an entity that needs to be taken out?
Well, and that's my exact point, though, is those guys were here to stop the bad ones. We need to be here to stop the bad ones, not to choose that an entire race of sentient beings needs to be wiped out. That's not our choice to make.
I was trying to say that Stupico and some of the ones that he created are fine, but it's when it gets beyond that that it starts getting out of control. So no, I'm not talking about genocide either, but population control at the very least.
Still genocide. But right now, let's just wait till the morning. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he can gather them all up. We don't know. We wait till morning, we come back, and we see what happens.
What if we come back and they've decided to do the same thing to us that we've decided to do to them? Or not yet decided, that we've been discussing?
I think them
Then-
killing us would be their biggest mistake.
Why do you think that? As it
With-
stands, we're the only one who know about them. As it stands, we're the only one who are in a position currently to stop them.
But we're also the only ones willing to help or give them a chance. If anything, they would want to use us to buy some time. They wouldn't kill us. Our family would notice, we would go missing. All this thing would happen. And that, look, you experienced with Lovey how intelligent these beings can be. They wouldn't just kill us. To quote whatever her name is, don't make me cut it. She doesn't want to cut a bitch, but she will if she has to.
I think we need more information before we make
Any kind of
any decisions. Someone should investigate the library again.
Yeah.
Look up information on the Golden Heart, and
glad you
someone should
volunteered,
talk to
Douglas.
Boris about the workings of the machine.
Yeah.
As I said, I think if this is the machine, then this is what we're here to fix.
Maybe. Well, let's get the damn Uber. Let's get back to our base of operations and go from there.
So yeah, I think I'll check the time and see how close we are to the hour.
Oh, he was there. He was waiting in the parking lot.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so he just
Yeah.
saw us talking. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I'll just pat him on the shoulder and thank him, and
Shotgun.
He opens
Guess
up
we
the
had-
trunk for the shovel. And Mr. Bilkins, you get a text on your phone
check it.
from home base. And it says, "If you kill him, will I die?" ? And that's where we're going to end it this evening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, viewers. Everyone at the table, please take a beat for great role play this evening and for surviving, because that's always a good thing.
Cam, I'm going to need you to take like 10 experience for that outfit. Oh my God. That was amazing.
Did you buy
Thank
it or
you.
did you have it lying around? Like, what's the
Uh,
story?
Actually, I searched and sought out for that, and my daughter was going to make me one, but then I found one, so I bought it and made a few revisions to it.
It
So,
was absolutely phenomenal.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, so good. So good. I love the
So good.
cigar was
Yeah,
incredible.
I know. I'm like, wait, is that actually a fucking cigar? Oh, it was so good. Take 100 experience.
1 billion. 1 billion XP.
However much it takes to max your character sheet.
do you really want to level up the storyteller? Just
Oh
ask him.
god, no.
Absolutely. Bring you a storm, my friend.
Well, I love a good moral quandary, and I thank you guys for stepping right in the middle of it because it was awesome. All right. We've got a little bit of time left. Viewers, please, if you would, there are 2 beats up for grabs. Please vote for the player that you believe for either role play, advancing the story, for some reason that you feel deserves a beat. And we will hand those out tonight. And player beats, let's do those real quick. And I'm just going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's start with Bilkins, because Bilkins was amazingly patronized tonight, and I think he deserves a little bit of something. Who would you like to give a beat to this evening, Mr. Bilkins?
I'll give one to Officer Theron, and apologize for being such a dick.
It's all good.
Officer Theron.
There was actually a lot of really good stuff tonight. I'm really split between Anthony, Eddie, and then Bilkins. They all had really, 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 really good moments. And honestly, Penelope too. Like everyone just had good moments. Come back to me. Come back to me.
I was gonna say lists everyone besides me. That's cool. That's fine.
No, I listed everyone, including you.
All right, come
Big
on,
facts.
pick somebody. Don't make it tough on
Oh
me
God,
tonight.
okay. I'm gonna pick Eddie.
All right. Eddie, who would you like to give a beat to this evening?
I'm gonna give it to Anthony.
All right.
I thought he did really well keeping up that entrepreneurship with everyone.
I love it. I love it. Anthony?
I think I'm going to have to kick it right back to Eddie. He stayed right by his convictions about what he was saying. He made sure to clarify, I'm not looking to wipe them all out. I'm here for this.
Yep.
And he stepped up to Bilkins, which, again, fantastic. Loved seeing it.
Yeah, it's great. I love the fact that you're actually looking at the sides of this as what is the right thing to do in this situation. I'm kind of anxious to see how your characters play it out. So, all right. With that, thank you everyone for joining us this evening.
Oh wait, Penelope didn't get to do hers.
I thought I did yours. I am so sorry, Penelope.
It's cool. It's completely fine. It's okay, guys. Don't worry about me.
Sorry, Penelope.
See you next week, I
is
guess.
the loneliest.
Penelope,
Fine.
who would you like to give a beat to?
I'm gonna. The reason why is because I didn't. All right. So I'm gonna give my beat to Eddie as well because we all found Mr. Panda or Lovey very adorable, and I feel like we needed at least one person to have some kind of reservations about this character. And also he took a lot of shit from like all sides tonight as well, and he handled it great. So I think, yeah, 100% the kind of wise guy of the group dealing with all of our shit, where there's like these teddy bears which could be very lethal, and us being like, oh, but it's so cute.
Oh, so
They're so
cute.
adorable.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. We'll leave this going for a little bit till I close the stream so everybody gets a chance to vote who wants to. Thank you again for joining us. Tomorrow night we have Onyx Chronicles: The Black Death over on McStabber Studios. Please check the end reel that comes when we're shutting down the stream because it has the schedule for the Onyx Path site. Please look at that, see what's going on. If you can't find anything that you'd like to watch on Wednesday, we have Wraith Life Derailed, also on McStabber Studios, where everybody died in the first game because the ST is just really cruel. Yeah, please come over there and see us for that. And I think that's really pretty much running out of what I've got to say. Yes, Chops.
So once again, I want to remind people that your mental health is a very serious thing. Anxiety and stress can really, really drag us down, and it does affect everything you do. It affects all the people around you. They can tell that things are going on. But when we keep them to ourselves and we make it, it's my problem. I don't want to be a burden on other people. I don't want to share this. I don't want to deal with it. We can put ourselves in a really bad place. We can make it a lot worse for ourselves than it even already is. So if you're going through those things and you're having a rough time, please reach out to somebody because again, nobody wants to hear about something bad happening to you. We'd much rather hear about what's going on in your life. We want to know that, yeah, you know what, you had a bad day today, or it's been a bad year, or it's been a bad forever. I'd much rather hear about that than hear about something happening to you. So please reach out to somebody, your friends, your family, someone you don't know. More of these people that I've met on the Discord server have been the closest people that I've come to know. So please, please give them the opportunity to hear what you've got going on. It's their choice whether or not it's a burden for them, not yours. So please try.
Thank you very much, Chops. Lots of rough weather out there going on. We still have COVID-19 going on, so please be careful, take care of yourselves, stay warm, and just be healthy, all right? And we will see you next time.